Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to ChronicleSpeaks. So the saying always goes, keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. But nowadays, it's hard to differentiate the two because so-called friends will smile in your face and stab you in the back, literally. That's what happened to my next guest, Dejanae, a New Orleans native who was living in Florida, rooming with a woman she thought was her friend, when one fateful night that friend turned enemy, Abigail Hennington, stabbed her 6 times after a dispute over Dejanae's missing phone, leaving Dejanae for dead. The victim is still currently in the hospital after undergoing surgery, a blood transfusion, and not to mention the mental anguish. Hearing her screams while being stabbed and then hearing her say, "Please don't let me die," I knew I needed to talk to her. It needs to be out in the forefront so we could teach our girls how to recognize friend from foe. Without further ado, here is Dejanae. Hi, everyone. This is ChronicleSpeaks, and I am with Dejanae. How are you today?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Just fine. I saw your story on a couple of blogs and it really caught my eye, and I felt terrible seeing what happened to you. You're actually in the hospital. This is the first interview I've actually done with someone in the hospital, but I wanted you to tell your story. So can you tell everyone who you are and how did you end up in the hospital?
I'm Dejanae. I'm 24 years old, and I ended up in the hospital from someone who I, was once a friend. I won't even say she wasn't a friend. She was actually a friend to me, and that's the hardest part. End up stabbing me 6 times, literally twice in the back. So,
Is this someone that you went to school with, someone you grew up with?
No, she's actually someone I met recently. So I won't say she was a long-term friend, but she was like, she didn't give me any bad vibes. We've actually known each other for about 6 to 7 months. I mean, the friendship was going smoothly, greatly. She was actually a good friend.
Okay.
So, people always say she was never your friend. She was never your friend. She actually was a friend, That's actually the hardest part, to actually have to deal with.
Okay, so what happened? Were you guys roommates? What happened?
Yeah, we was roommates at the time. She actually moved here. We met in Houston, Texas, and we was living in Houston, Texas together. Me and my friend actually had a apartment together, and she was staying with me and my friend at the time. And then she ended up moving to Miami, Florida.
Okay.
With a friend, and they invited me to come live there with them. I was on the verge of moving to Miami, Florida. So I flew out here. I've been out here with her for maybe like a good 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, and roommate. It's a 2-bedroom. We had our own rooms and everything.
So what happened the night that you got stabbed, or the day that you got stabbed?
The day that I got stabbed, the main thing I want to clear up about that day is people always say it was over a phone. It was over a phone. That is not true. That's not, like in a sense, probably, maybe, but it wasn't over a phone, Basically, and I know the crazy story is like so crazy, like how it just went from this to that. Basically, we was in the house together, and I was actually getting ready to leave out the house. Me and her both was actually getting ready to leave out the house for something, like a immediate, hey, we have to go now. So it's not like, we had time to linger about. I think we was going to we actually was going to go pick up my friend and bring her to the airport. So, yeah. So, it was like, hey, let's get out the house. So basically, I couldn't find my phone. And I was like, hey, Abby, can you help me find my phone? And she goes, yeah. So she comes out the room, and she starts searching for my phone with me. She actually physically find my phone. And I'm like, and then she was like, your phone is right there. I'm like, where? And then she was like, it's right there. You're not looking. I'm like, where is it? If you actually see my phone, like with your eyes, why you just can't tell me where my phone at, right?
Or pick it up.
And then she goes, because you don't look for anything, blah blah blah. Now, mind you, come to a couple of moments later, come to find out my phone was in plain sight, but the phone was black. I was genuinely overlooking it. Like how sometimes like it could be right in your face, but you
Yeah.
genuinely just overlooking it, right? And obviously, I'm genuinely overlooking it because I'm trying to get out the house. So obviously, I'm not gonna pretend like I can't find my phone when I actually can.
Right.
So I'm like, so 2-3 minutes later, which is a long time. Not trying to say 2-3 minutes is a long time, but 2-3 minutes later of me going back and forth. Hey, why you can't just tell me where my phone was, right?
Right.
I actually ended up finding it by myself. That's when I came to see that it was in plain sight. I was just overlooking it. Then then I was mad at her. I'm like, why you couldn't just tell me where my phone was? Like, and I started calling her childish and all this and that. I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, childish. Like, you could have just told me where my phone was. We got to go, this and that. We was going back and forth for a minute, and she goes, she said, and I call her crazy in the midst of that. I'm like, you crazy, you act childish, as I was saying before. Like, I was just, we just going back and forth. And she, oh, I don't care. You're not going to call me crazy. We was just like, I can't even tell you the exact words of the arguments. But yes, I did call her crazy. Okay. And then she goes and say to me, oh, I'm going to show you crazy. I'm going to show you crazy. So mind you, I'm getting ready to get out the house, right?
Right.
So I'm telling her. So I'm like, so I go back in the room. And I come back out the room. And then she's standing over a dresser with a knife, right? And mind you, she had beforehand, like prior before, she actually stabbed her brother. Like I, know of an incident where she stabbed her own brother, and she had a missing persons report out on her in 2021. A whole thing, like I don't know the full details of it, so I don't want to speak of it, but I just know the gist of her. Like she actually stabbed her own brother for whatever reason. I don't know the story behind it or anything else. So, yeah, so like when she got the knife, I didn't actually think she was going to use it. Since I said to her, I'm like, Abby, what you got that knife for? I'm like, I say, what you want to fight or something? I'm like, what do you have that knife for? She's like, oh, I'm not going to do you nothing with the knife. I'm just letting you know if you want to know crazy, I'm gonna show you crazy and all this and that. So mind you, like she still got the knife, but I'm still rushing to get out the house. So I'm paying attention to her. I'm like, I know you got the knife, but I'm like, I didn't think the girl was gonna actually use the damn knife. So I'm like, so she was like, yeah. So I come back in the living room. Which is where she was, where we both was. And then she goes, I'm like, now I'm looking at her. And then I'm sorry, in the midst of all this, we still fussing about her not giving me my phone, of her not telling me what my phone was. I'm like, me calling her childish and everything. So this is the exact moment it happens, the exact second. She goes to me and say, yeah, I'm gonna show you crazy. I'm gonna show you crazy. And then she goes to me, and then I turned around. I'm literally bending over the sofa. I don't even know what I was doing over the sofa. I don't know if I was picking up something, but I was literally like leaning over the sofa. I really cannot think to say what I was doing. So my back was turned, me bent over the sofa, right? To her, and I look up, and all I see is her doing this. And I try to grab her hand. Right? I'm unable. I'm unable to actually grab her hand. And then she actually go boom, boom, boom. She stabbed him like back. So she stabbed him. I don't even know what area she stabbed first. Honestly, I can't even describe that incident. I don't even want to misspeak. So I just know it went to stab him. I know the last part she stabbed me in was my stomach, but the first part I'm not sure. So she go to stab, and I'm feeling it, and I'm literally feeling these stabs. I'm like, Abby, stop, please. That's enough. That's enough. You'll hear you can hear this in the can hear all this in the audio video. I'm like, Abby, please stop, stop. And then I'm sorry. I'm not I'm
Take your
not trying to
time.
I don't want to get emotional.
Let's
But
take your time.
yeah, so then, I look, and then, she finally stops, right? And I'm like, I'm in disbelief. My ovaries is in my hand. My stomach, a piece of my stomach is
Okay.
literally in my hand. Like, it was just so unbelievable, and I got the chills. And I'm like, but at the same time, like, as I said before, she was stabbing me multiple times. So like, I'm still trying to get away from her and still holding my stomach, like literally holding a piece of my stomach in my hand. In my other hand, I'm walking away from her, walking out the door away from her, because as there was other people in the house, not in the house at the time. I mean, like, accompanied in the house, but they were standing outside of the house. So we was in the house by ourselves at that moment. So I'll go walk out to the door, and I'm grabbing my stomach, and then that's when you hear me say, "Get Abby, get Abby." I'm telling her, I'm saying, "Get Abby," as in get Abby away from me, like, because I didn't know if she was coming to stab me some more. I don't know where she had went, because my focus was on holding my stomach, getting away from her, getting out the door, like drawing attention to us before she just finished me off or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I come out the house. Yeah, so basically I come out the house, and I get my attention of, a mutual friend of ours that's outside. And he thinking I'm holding my stomach laughing. So it was like literally a whole 45 seconds before, and which 45 seconds is a long time.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
45 seconds is a long, it's like a whole 45 seconds before anyone could actually, because it's dark outside. It's very dark outside. Before anyone could actually notice that I'm bleeding. I'm holding my stomach because I'm bleeding. Because later come find out, they thought I came out the house laughing. They
Mm-hmm.
thought, like, I'm laughing about something. Jay was like, "Oh, we thought you was laughing. We thought you was dying laughing about something. You was crunched
Oh,
over until I
yeah.
collapsed, because I'm okay. I'm coming out the house saying, so all this happening simultaneously. I'm coming out the house yelling, "Get Abby, get Abby." They're saying, they're looking at me, and I'm thinking they're not about to help me, because like I said, they thought, I later
Thought
found
you were
out they think
laughing.
I'm laughing. So I'm thinking they see me bleeding. I'm like, do y'all not see me bleeding? Like, are y'all just gonna let me bleed? And they just standing there like nothing is happening. And I'm like, what the hell? So then they, 45 seconds later, they finally see that I'm bleeding. So then I see her, like I said, all this happening simultaneously. I see her, she went back to the room, and later to find out, on the camera, she went to the room to pack her bag, and she walking out the room, and a mutual friend of ours goes to ask what happened, and she says with no remorse, no nothing. She literally says, "I told her to leave me alone.
Are you serious?
I would not make this up." And she repeated again, I told her to leave me alone. But like, this is like, I'm hearing this stuff at the same time, like
Can't believe it.
so much stuff is going on at one time. So then I'm realizing my stomach is out my hand, right? At this point, I'm really thinking I'm about to die.
And
Like,
I heard you say one time,
yeah,
like, please don't
please
let me
don't let
die.
me die. Please don't let me die. Like, at first I was like on some, don't let me die, don't let me die. Call the ambulance, call the ambulance. I'm literally in my head mentally calming myself down. I'm like, I'm still walking. I'm still this. I should be good. Like, I'm literally saying all this stuff to myself in my head. So I go back to the house. I go back inside, and I walk. I'll crunch over. My phone is on the sofa at the time. So I crunch over and trying to reach my phone because I can't speak at the time. It's like I'm gasping for air. So it's like I can't tell nobody, "Hey, reach me my phone." I can only do things at the moment.
Mm.
So I'm walking over to my phone to call my mom and my dad, because at this time I don't know if I'm about to live or die. So like, so I make it to the sofa, and I collapsed like halfway there. And like it's literally like some movie type stuff. Like, I'm like, my phone is here, and I'm here like 2 feet away from my phone, and I can't reach it. Like, I'm literally holding my stomach with my left hand and like reaching for my phone with my right hand. I'm sorry, this is giving me chills.
You giving me chills.
I'm
Just
sorry, this
listen.
is literally giving me chills. I'm sorry, like, I don't want to be emotional at all,
Yeah, you're
but this
fine.
is this is literally giving me chills right now. But yeah, I'm reaching for my phone with my right hand, and I'm like call my mama, call my daddy. If I'm about to die, I have to talk to my parents. I gotta talk to my parents. So then I can't. So then I got enough breath to say those words, and then it's like quiet again, and I'm huffing and puffing for breath again. And then I pick up the phone, call my mama. It's like I think it's like 1 o'clock. This happened like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I think maybe. So I don't know what time this happened, but it's late. It's late. So I really don't know what time all this happened. Maybe like between 9 and 1 o'clock in the morning. I really don't remember what time this happened, but I know it was late.
Yeah.
So so I called my mama, she didn't answer. And I think I called my daddy. I don't even remember. I just remember hitting the buttons on the phone. And then next thing I know, neither one of them answered. But I had just got a new number. So I was scared. I was like, I literally got a new number that day. That day I got a new number. I was like, they're not answering me. I just got a new number.
Because they don't
I'm about
know.
to die. I can't even say goodbye. It's like, this is all these thoughts that I'm saying right now is running through my head. It's like I'm not speaking it, but I'm thinking it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, then the police get there, right? Like, of course, people around me calling the police. So then when the police got there, I'm thinking I'm relieved. So that's when I collapsed, stop trying to reach my phone. I'm like, okay. But the police got there. But I thought they were the ambulance. There was the police. So when the police got there, I collapsed on the ground. I'm like, okay, let them take over. So I literally laid back and waiting for them to do something. It wasn't even the ambulance. It was the police. And the police can't touch you. They're not, qualified to, do anything in a medical situation. So I'm like, I'm like, help me, don't let me die, please don't let me die. And I'm literally grabbing for somebody's hand to hold, to squeeze, because I'm in so much pain. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't touch me. They're backing away from me. I'm like, oh, you guys gonna let me die for real? So then, like, there was like the ambulance is 6 minutes away. I'm like, 6 minutes? That sounds like forever. I'm like, just let me die. I can't take it no more. I just can't. Like, at that point, I swear to God, like, I was literally holding on, right? And I was like, I can't take it no more. Just let me die. Just please put me out my misery. This is miserable. Let me die. Let me die. And I have these pants on, right? And they have a hole in the pants. And like, what a coincidentally, like, it was a design. Like, the hole was a design. So coincidentally, where the hole was is where my stomach was out at. So like my stomach, the piece of my stomach, like the whole big old piece of my stomach that was out was like, it went directly into the hole. Mm-hmm. So like me, every time I move, like I'm moving the piece of my stomach with me and I'm feeling it. God. I'm sorry. I'm really getting chills. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, so and then at that point I'm just like, let me die. Let me, back to that. I'm just like, let me die, I can't take it. They was like, the police. I'm like, then they'll tell me the ambulance 4 minutes away. Like, this was a 2-minute period. I'm screaming, let me die. Just put me out. Just leave me alone. Let me die. Because I'm literally, my head is going like this. Like, I'm literally oozing in and out. I'm fainting. Like, I'm getting weaker and weaker, literally by the second. So then my little sister, like, she means so much to me, right? And she recently, not recently, about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a little longer, lost her father, right? And she does not take death well. Like, and that little girl, love her some me. She does not take death well at all. Like, she doesn't. And all I remember is like, damn, I can't die. Like, literally,
you don't want to let her down.
I was like, wait, I forgot. I got sisters. I cannot die. So I was back to, don't let me die. Don't let me die. Like, I literally, like, I swear to God, I was laying on the ground, like, literally just, like, laying back, just ready to just let go easily, right? And then something just came out of nowhere. Her, like, image, her spirit, like, something about her just was like, damn, I gotta live. Like, I forgot. I have something to live for. I have siblings. I have family. I'm like, I can't do that to them. Like, I literally, that's literally what I was thinking. Like, because if it was up to me and me only, like, I was done.
You would have
like,
let it go.
Okay, I was ready to let go. But, like, I was thinking, I was like, she cannot handle this. Yeah. Like, so I was fighting again. I started, okay, call my mama, call my daddy. I started with the, then the ambulance got there. The ambulance got there, obviously took me to the hospital. Then at the hospital, then the ambulance couldn't do nothing to me. They literally did nothing to me. I think maybe they gave me some breathing med. They gave me like the little breathing mask thing. But
Okay,
like
the little thing is.
that the little thing, to help me breathe. But like me physically, like my stomach and all these open cuts and all this, they literally did nothing. So I'm in the same weak pain the whole hospital ride. It take them like get to the hospital. They asking me questions. What's your name? What's your? I'm like, excuse, like, sir, I'm
I'm
about to
stabbed.
die. Like, I cannot make none of this up. I am literally bleeding. What's your name? Do you know where you are? Do you know how old you are? I'm like, sir, ma'am, are you serious? Like I can low key laugh about it a little bit now. I'm looking back, but
Yeah,
at the time, it was not funny.
I got you.
Not even a little bit. I'm like, can y'all just start working on me? I'm like, okay. They was like, we have to they was like, they have to clear trauma out. They have to clear this out or do. I don't know what they was saying. They was like basically there was something on the lines of they had to make room for me, in whatever part of the hospital I had to go to. So I'm like, just put me to sleep, please. Put me to sleep. Put me out my misery. They was like, okay. So then there was debating whether they was gonna put me to sleep when we got to the trauma room or we was gonna put me to sleep now. I put up a big fuss. I'm like, put me to sleep. Put me
Now,
to sleep. I
yeah.
cannot take this. I'm literally. And then there was an officer. I'm looking at her. She was an African American officer, like a actual police officer, and she's actually. I'm guessing she feel my pain too. She was like, and she came stepping. You can't put her to sleep now. Like
Yeah,
she's stepping, like she's
agony.
feeling me, like
Yeah,
she's literally feeling me. And then from there, like 2 minutes later, they put me to sleep,
yeah.
and I woke up. Obviously I had surgery done. I was patched up and everything, and yeah,
So how many times were you stabbed?
6.
Oh, God. And where are your stab wounds? I know you said your stomach, your back.
I have one on my thigh. To be honest, I don't even know the count of it. I've been asking that, to be honest with you, because it's like a cut here and then a cut there. I don't know if they count that as one is two. So they has like it's 2 on my thigh. I don't know if they count that as one is two because it's like one big one and one small one. There's 2 on my arms. Again, I don't know if they count that as one is two because it's like it's two cuts, but it's like it's kind of together. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
There's a cut right here. There's a cut in my stomach, and it's like it's 2. It's like every cut is like it's 2 of them
So she
next
was
to
just,
it. Yeah, so
yeah.
I don't know how they're counting the 6, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I
Are
just
they
know it's arm, here, stomach, and thigh.
okay? Now, are they expecting for you to be able to move again? All your functions are going to be the same?
Thank God, it's a blessing. I have no permanent damages. The first thing I always ask if I've been in 2 car accidents before. The first thing I always ask is this going to affect me having children?
Okay.
Like, that is literally the first, because I want kids, and I
Okay.
was stabbed in my stomach. So the
Yeah.
first question I asked, will I be able to have kids? So I'll be able to have kids. I might have some
Good.
ugly scars. As long as I'm able to have kids and I'm able to walk, I'm able to talk, um, I can, do everything. I mean, obviously not now, but with progress, I'm sorry, with progress, I'll be able to be as good as new, I guess.
Okay. So physical therapy or
Physical therapy, yeah. I mean, I don't even think I have to do physical therapy. I think the main cut was in my stomach,
okay.
and the main cut was in my stomach, and that affected me not be able to eat. I lost a lot of blood. She cut my intestines. Oh, she cut my intestines open, so my stomach is smaller than what it is now. They have to like literally patch my stomach back together. They had
Okay.
to they had to like take some of my stomach out and then close it back up or whatever else they did. I don't even want to describe what they did because I don't even know. But I just know my stomach is smaller than what it was normally is. So like I can't eat as much as I used to. Or
Okay.
like, yeah, my
Now,
appetite wouldn't be as big as it used to be.
okay. Now, what happened to her?
She is actually okay. So what happened to her at the moment of what from the scene? She left the scene, right? I don't know where she went from there. Obviously, I was in the hospital. I don't know where she
Okay.
went, but she called our mutual friend. I told you, we were staying with someone. He was, who was also our roommate, but that was like more or less her significant other. She called him to come get her. I don't know where from. I don't know none of the details of that. And he went got her, right? And he came and spoke with me at the hospital and asked me, what do you want me to do with her? Do you want me to turn her in? Do you want to let it go? Do you want to deal with it herself? Like I know it sound he genuinely was asking like, how do I want to handle this situation? Turn her ass in.
Thank you, because that's why I'm looking screw face. Like, okay.
Like, I mean, I respect you for asking, because like maybe some people want to handle the street way and all. You know, it's cool. I respect you for asking that and all, but turn her ass the fuck in now. Like what? I actually low key got mad with him. I'm like, why are you even asking me this? Are you working with her? Are you
Right.
like I was on his ass for a good ass minute, like a couple of hours. He's like, no, no, no. He had to reassure me. I'm turning her in now. I'm going, I'm setting it up now. Like he had to reassure me. Like he was genuinely asking, like
Okay.
he was genuinely asking what did I want to do.
Okay.
So from my understanding, he took her to the basketball court. He took her to a basketball court, tried to hold her there for a minute, called the police. The police was taking all day. I guess the park was closing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they end up going to a gas station and a wing place, or a gas station with a wing place, something like that. And he ordered wings, quote unquote, order wings. And like that was her way of, that was his way of getting her to stay in the car
Okay.
while he wait for the police. I guess they went like 2 minutes up the street because the police was taking all day at the basketball court, and they had to leave from there because the basketball court was closing. And yeah, so basically he just set her up. Basically he just set her up, and the police came and got her.
Okay. So
Yeah.
she's gonna be doing some. To have the police
Yeah,
come and
she's
talk.
actually getting the that's actually crazy that someone is being charged with my attempted murder.
Wow.
That is crazy. Like, imagine someone is really being charged with your attempted murder. Like, someone actually tried to kill me.
Tried to kill you.
Yeah, and I had to. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I actually had to, like, at first I was outraged. I was mad. I was just mad at everything, everybody. I was just going off. And I'm like, because I was reading the comments, and people try to be like, oh, you caused this, or you called her crazy. You know how the mental health people would get online, be like, you can't call people crazy because that set them off. You know how the people be in the
Yeah.
comments be like, oh, me calling her crazy set her off, and you should choose your. I'm like, so I'm just thinking, I'm like, am I tripping? Like, I'm really looking back at it, like did I cause it? Like, shouldn't I
No.
have should I have said something different, or should I'm really looking at it, and I'm like, no, that
Mm-mm.
I could have called you retarded, crazy, this. I could have called you whatever the hell I wanted to. That don't give you the right to try to kill me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you right now, she was never your friend.
Right,
I'm a
right,
little bit older than you, but I'm gonna just tell you right now, she was never your friend. And I don't know if you know what's going on with Shanquella and all of that. I've been covering that case, and I just been talking to young girls, just letting them know you can't trust everybody. You can't
right.
call everybody your friend. I got
True,
daughters, and I
true.
had these same conversations with them. You can't think that everybody's your friend. So just watch the people that you hang around,
Yeah,
watch the company that you keep. Everybody's not your friend. And
right.
she honestly, looking through your pictures, I said, this girl is jealous of you.
Yeah,
You don't have that kind of rage over somebody calling you crazy.
right. I said the
I've been
same
called
thing.
far worse than crazy, and
Right,
it didn't go to that level. So
right.
just watch your friends, watch the people that you hang around, because everybody ain't your friend. And looking at your picture, I said, this girl, she was jealous of you. She was definitely jealous of you. So
I don't know.
no, don't let the comments get to you. I
Yeah,
get them all the time. Don't let the comments get to you. Don't get the negative naysayers to say anything like that to you. It's not your fault. So don't ever feel like it is. You don't
thank
deserve
you.
that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really
Yeah.
do. Like, I
Now,
really appreciate you saying that, because it's like I'm not trying to just be a negative. I'm not trying to say I have the right to be a negative Nancy, but I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm just really trying to look at what really went wrong, because people were like, it have to be more to the story. No, there's no more to the story. No, we wasn't beefing
jealousy,
before. No, we didn't
jealousy.
have like, and we didn't have an animosity friendship, or like you said, well, she wasn't my friend, or we didn't have an animosity relationship. We didn't have a relationship to where we were beefing all day, fussing all day, bickering all day. It wasn't like that. It was
Yeah.
never like that with us, never. So that's why I was like, what could have really set you off? What could have really, you know, like
She
what
had
could?
some internal. If she stabbed her own brother,
Yeah, that's why I said that. Then I had forgot. Then I had that remembered that too. I'm like, wait, she did stab her brother, so it's not just
it's
me.
not you.
It's not just
It's
me. So I
not
had to think
you.
about that too. I'm like, that's another thing. I'm like, she stabbed her brother too. And then another thing I had to do was like be grateful. Like this girl could stab me 6 times. Something could have been wrong with me. Like an arm could have been broke. Like I could like something could have been affecting me. Like obviously I'm affected now, but something could have affected me long term. You know,
Well, she could have stabbed you in the artery, and that could have
in the
been
order
it.
right. Like anything like one a little over here, a little over there, a little up, a little down. Like you stabbed me 6 times, and like
Mhm.
I was able to survive with nothing permanent at least, or nothing long term at least. You know.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing I am grateful for. Like, and that's the thing I have to keep reminding myself. I'm going to be able to walk. I'm going to be able to talk. I'm going to be able to breathe without machines. I'm going to be able to actually have a life. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I'm grateful that you did make it out of there, because it's
yeah.
many people I know the story would not end up the same way. So I'm glad that you were able to make it out. I know you have a GoFundMe. You're probably gonna need some rehabilitation and things like that. I want to give to you. I didn't talk to you about that before, but I actually just want to help you. You know, you're a young girl. You want to have kids one day, and I know you were working and things like that. So I do want to give to you. I'm not too fond of GoFundMe because they take money. Can I give to your maybe Cash App?
That
You
would
have
be
Cash
fine. Yeah.
App? Okay. All right. So I'm going to give to your Cash App, and I'm going to put your Cash App and your GoFundMe in the description of this video. So
Thank you. I really
anyone that
appreciate
wants,
it.
yeah, so anyone that wants to help you as well, they can help you, because again, you were working, you're not able to work right now. And then
Right.
you're going to have to, rehabilitate and get yourself back up. So
Right.
yeah, what's your Cash App?
It's EyeWink lashes with two S's at the end.
Okay. Noonie?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I just gave, so you should get that shortly. And I
Thank you.
just
I
wanted
really
to be,
appreciate it.
you're welcome. I wanted to be a help to you. Again, I got young daughters as well, and I know how hard that is. Like I said, that girl wasn't your friend.
Yeah, I
So
know.
stop calling everybody your
Right.
friend,
I just be trying
please.
to give stuff the benefit of the doubt. Like I don't want to say obviously she wasn't my friend, but I would say like it wasn't no be. It was like a nice situation. I don't want to downplay it. So like, and I don't want to say she was my friend. I don't want to say she was my friend, but I just want to say that she was my friend, so people could think these people who y'all think is y'all friends, they're not your friends. Or these
Yeah,
people y'all calling y'all friends, they're not your friends.
yeah,
Or like these people, you could not be calling them your friend. They could just be an associate to you, and you
yeah,
just think everything's all good. Obviously, that's what she was, an associate to me,
yeah,
and everything's all good. And it's just like anything could click, you know?
yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
you okay?
yeah. I'm sorry. Like I'm literally heated right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally. I don't think you can see it, but I'm literally sweating right now because it's actually my first time actually speaking out loud to it, like
Mhm.
describing in detail of like my real side of the story. Because when I text, I put the description on Instagram. I give like a little summary of it, and people think it was over a phone. Like,
No, I truly think it was over jealousy. And again, don't ever think that anything like that is your fault. Females are gonna be jealous. You're gonna run into a whole bunch of them, girl. I'm telling you now.
yeah.
So yeah, don't ever feel like any of that is your fault. I do want to keep up with the story to find out exactly, what's gonna happen to her. I'm sure she got court and all of that other stuff going on.
You know
Um,
what I wish happened to her?
what's
Like,
that?
no, I've like people been asking me like, what do you want to happen to her, right? And okay, she's 20 years old, right? She tried to kill me. Like genuinely, like I want her to do like at least 20 to 25 years in jail.
Okay.
Like I don't like I know people like, oh no, throw her away for life, this and that for life. Because I feel like at least by the time she's 45 years old, maybe I've been healed and and overcome this. She probably then came to her senses, did them rehabilitation. I am a firm believer of rehabilitation. See, that's what's wrong with me. I always have like a soft side to me.
Well,
but
I
it's
mean,
like,
that's not a problem to have a soft side. You have a good
like
heart.
I really want you to sit there for like at least 2 decades and see, and like I just want to see, like I really want to face her, you know, like I want to face her in court. I want to face her. I just want to see what how do you feel about it? Do you have remorse for it? Like, are you still on that whole I told her to leave me alone attitude? Like I want to see what is her vibe. Like I want to face you. Like I want to face her so bad. Like I don't know. I think if I face her, I'm just gonna tear up. Like I need to come face to face with you.
Yeah.
To see what you thinking about it. Did you lash out? Did you plan this before? Like, was this premeditated? Like, obviously it was premeditated because you stood over the dresser for a good 2 minutes with the damn knife while I was still getting ready to get out the house.
Yeah.
Like, but with now that you're in jail, you're actually facing real charges. You've never been in jail before. You know, you actually all this is becoming real to you. Like, what are you thinking? Like, was it worth it to you? Like,
well, of course, I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think she will ever think that. But honestly,
Right.
I think it may be something mentally going on with her just for the simple fact that she did that to her brother.
Right.
So obviously, knives is her thing to go to. That's her go-to.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, I just don't want you to ever feel like that's your fault. I don't want you to let the comments overtake you and have people thinking that this is your fault. Nobody should ever put their hands on you, let alone try to stab you and take your life.
Right.
So don't ever feel like that's your fault because it's not,
Right.
you know? But
Right.
yeah, I want to keep in contact with you if that's okay with you, just to find out how this story moves on, how court goes and things like that. I wish you well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me. Really,
No problem. Yeah, I wish you well. Keep in contact with me. My prayers and thoughts are with you. And anything you need from me, definitely give me a call or, you got my number. So,
Right.
All right. So I will be putting this interview out. And if my subscribers feel free to give. This is a young lady. She's gone through a lot. She has some rehabilitation to go through. She's also going to be out of work for a while. So I want you guys to give to her GoFundMe as well as her Cash App if you're able to. And you have anything else you want to say?
Prayers. People always be like, prayers. Like that's crazy. I asked my grandma, please genuinely pray for me. So like on top of I appreciate the donations, cool, but like prayers, warm wishes, and all that is what's really appreciated as well, because ain't no money in the world could like heal me properly, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and I'll definitely be praying. And you'll be getting out of the hospital this Friday, right?
Hopefully, yeah. Friday, Saturday, something along that.
Okay, keep in contact with me. Let me know when you get out. I'll definitely be praying for you and my subscribers. I got some prayer warriors as well, so we'll be praying for you. All right, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you for having me.
You get well soon. Be safe.
Bye. You too. Bye-bye.
As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new episodes.